Boom. There we go. Okay. How's everyone doing today?
Fine, thanks.
Sweet. We haven't been on for a couple weeks. Sorry about that. Just been busy.
You've been on holiday.
Yeah. Went to a town called Monterey on the coast.
Ooh.
It was a good time. Saw some see what wildlife do we see? We saw some otters and some seals. Didn't get to see any dolphins this time, but there's lots of dolphins down there usually. But we saw people like out in public. It was amazing.
Yeah. How long though?
Yeah, actually, everything was open. Like all the shops, they had to, you had to wear a mask, obviously, walking around the shops and whatnot. But they had signs. I'm not sure. I think they were just scare tactics, but it was like, if you're not wearing a mask, it's $100 fine or something like that. I didn't see anyone like patrolling and giving out tickets or anything like that, but I guess the signs worked because I don't think I saw a single person without one. So, but yeah, except on the beach, people were about half had masks, half didn't. I mean, you're out on the beach, you're distanced from everyone else and just relaxing. So, anyway, yeah, and lots of dogs, lots and lots of dogs. That was always fun. So yeah, had a good time
And some sun.
and some sun. It's actually been hot. It's going to hit like 90 degrees by
Whoa.
Thursday this week. Yeah. I don't. What is that right now? And I always forget what that. Let's see. It's 19 degrees Celsius right now, but that's chilly. It's still early in the day. It'll probably hit mid 20s.
Oh.
It's only
It's
15
hotter here in
minutes.
Germany. We got 27 degrees Celsius today.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. It's like summer.
Yeah, it's going to be 31 by Thursday, so it's going to get much warmer. And it's always like during the summer, 31's okay, but like during the spring when it's the first time of the year that it hits that, you're just like, man, it's hot. Like I'm not used to this,
That's a new record here in Germany for this day.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah.
It's a record in France also.
We're expecting snow in the UK on Tuesday.
It's almost
apparently.
Germany.
Oh,
Sorry, multiple people are chatting at the same time. Zoom etiquette. But anyway, I really don't have any. I have to admit, I've been working my tail off on the new foundationstacks.com site, and I should have it all done by next week. So I didn't really prepare much to do today, so I figured it would be fun just to hop on and help you guys out with whatever you got, or else I can kind of show off what I've been working on, but which is kind of most of what you guys have already seen a little bit, mostly. So anyone have any questions? We could just hop in and start helping you guys out.
Yeah. Let's start with me.
Okay, let's do it.
Can I share my screen?
Yeah, go for it.
It's an easy thing. Maybe there's something broken. I don't know.
Okay.
Share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a very simple thing here. I thought I do this in 5 or 10 minutes here with themes, but it didn't work the way it looks. So it's very simple. It's 3 theme stacks or 3 theme places, things inside.
Yep.
And you see in the first one, I use target to place the theme. If
Yes.
I don't use target and I place this clouds on the bottom of the theme, then everything is destroyed on the page. So it's always on the bottom of the page, not on the bottom of the theme.
Okay.
Maybe you can try it and replicate it.
Okay.
It's a very simple thing. So
Sure. Yep.
So I stop my screen sharing. 1 moment.
I think I have one of the demos for Seams does something similar to that. Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I was totally surprised that it didn't work. So it was surprising for me.
Here, let me share my screen and I'll I just opened up the screen's demo page. Zoom windows that way. And I swore I did something similar. Oh, here. Okay, so I don't have clouds in here, but
it doesn't matter. You can use any shape you want.
Yeah.
But if you add a second seam on the page and you say, okay, I need this seam on the button, then it jumps down to the next seam and places it there on the button.
Okay, so here, like in this case here, I have a container. I have a seam that's on the top and a seam that's on the bottom. Okay, and essentially these seams are set to be. This one is set to be on the bottom, and this one is set to be on the top. So here I have a container, and then let's see. I think that container is set to have some sort of, I assume, some sort of height. This is using foundation 1. So what's this? Here I set it to be 25% height of the browser. Okay. So but you want these relative to the page, right? Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Here, let me just copy this out. And here, let's just open up a new page. Okay, and now we'll copy this. All right, and then you want it relative to the page, so I'm just going to put it at the top level. Okay, so we'll just delete that. And just to get an idea, that goes nowhere, doesn't it? Canvas height. Where are these things? Interesting. So you want, like this one, you want it on the bottom of the page, just out on nothing.
Not on the page, on the seam, on this seam. I have for this guy, I have a height, I think from inside total CMS, inside foundation 6, a height from 60%.
Oh, okay. So you do have a container that, okay, so let's see. This one has a height of, let's do, copy, let's say 60%, max 500. All right, refresh. Okay. Oh, that was opposite of what I thought it was going to happen. That's weird. Okay. These are set to top. Hey, so here, let's all right, let's see what this does. And setting it to the bottom doesn't actually put it at the bottom. That's weird.
Yeah, I played around with this for a couple of hours and last weekend, and when I fixed it with Target. But when I use Target and you try to position anything, any other stack, and positioning with Target inside a container, it doesn't work. So I think there's something.
I wonder
wrong.
if. Hold on, let's we do container and make it position relative, and then that. Huh, still not going to the bottom. Interesting. I can look in that. I can look more into that for Friday. How about that?
No problem.
I'll look into. I don't want to start diving and debugging code right now, but I'll look into that. I'm not sure. What's weird is it's working over here in the demo, which is odd. but it's not on the new page. Okay, I will definitely look into that, and then have a solution for you. It's been a while since I've played around with stuff like this with seams. I've only done some simpler stuff with it, but I'll play around with it and let you know.
Okay, thank you.
Cool.
You said that the demo was Foundation 1 though, right?
Yeah, the demo was found, so that could be something into it. You know, I'm not sure what it could be. Because I just copied and pasted that directly into Foundation 6. So although it isn't a column stack, I don't know.
Yeah, as I saw this layout, I thought, oh, that's great for seams. It takes 5 minutes to create it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then I spent a half of a day.
I bet you
figure out that it don't work.
Yeah, I bet you it's something really stupid too. It's like some small little thing that's off, and then once you fix that small little thing, poof, everything will work probably. I'll leave this in my demo file so then I remember to play with it. Okay. Anything else, guys? Any other questions? Or cool stuff you want to show off? Anyone make some cool websites lately?
Sure, but I have a question as well. Can I?
Sure, go for it.
Yeah, I have maybe a question that's related to what Wolf has asked. He used seams. Yes. I use a stack called Bevel. It's from Big White Duck, I think. Big Blue Duck. What is it?
Oh, Bevel. Yes. Okay, Bevel. Yeah.
The Big White Duck.
Yes.
Let me share my screen if I know how to. Let me see.
I'm not familiar with Bevel, so I'm not sure how much I can help you with that. But hopefully, maybe some other people have used it.
Well, let's see. I hope you can see my screen.
Mm-hmm.
This is Bevel. Basically, it does it makes the horizontal line a little bit.
Yep, exactly what seams can do. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then I've made this background. I've made it editable for the end user.
Okay.
So if I go to my CMS, which is this, and I go to this page, it's in the teaser section. They can just choose a color. So we've got white and light gray, blue, green, dark green, and yellow.
Okay.
Well, let's pick the dark green color.
Okay.
I have to save it. And then if I go back to the live page and refresh, ta-da, this is what happens. So I just wondered if there is a possibility within swatches or maybe within your own stack to make this one change as well. Basically what this is it's just this section and this section having fixed colors.
Yes. Yeah, you're gonna have to figure out the CSS. I mean, I'm sure it's possible with some CSS. I assuming you're doing the middle section with CSS with your own custom CSS, correct?
I use all swatches and macros to do this.
Okay. How are you injecting the color into there? It's with the custom CSS or
no?
Because right now, I mean, I allow background images with total CMS, but not color changes.
No, I figured that out myself.
Yeah. Oh, that's what I was saying. Yeah, you figured out the CSS to do that, right? That's what I was saying. Yes. So yeah, what you'd have to do is you'd have to figure out the CSS for Bevel, and then apply that same color to, I believe Bevel uses, I don't know if he uses SVGs like Seams does. But if you go to that page, just right click on that area and say inspect element. Oh, you stop sharing.
Yeah.
If you want to reshare, I can kind of help you with that if you want.
I'm going to share my RapidWeave project.
Okay.
Well, you can see what I've done.
Cool. We'll go back to the webpage first and we'll figure out.
Okay. Okay. Good. New share.
All right.
This
right
one?
click on one of the bevel areas and say inspect element. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So expand, highlight that before element where it says, no, down.
Down? Or
The
the before
before.
element, this one?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see. I click the after element. Let's see what's on the after element. Trying to find the one that has the color. That has a. Trying to find. I click on the before again. I'm trying to see the element that has that teal color. I'm not seeing it. Click on that div again. The S. Yeah, that.
This one?
Yeah, click on that.
I think maybe you're looking for something that isn't there, but I don't know.
I think it's
I'm trying to find whatever has that teal color. Click on the bevel wrap, the one above it.
yeah, it's in there. It's a SP
Nope,
bevel.
nope, down. Yeah,
This
that one.
Sorry.
Yeah. Interesting. Can I get the URL to this page and I can inspect
Sure.
it on my end and I'll share my screen?
How do I share it?
Just put it in the chat.
Let me see the chat. Where is it? There it is.
Chris thinks he found it. Cool. Let's see. All right.
I think mine might be different just because of the type.
Okay. You found it on Bevel Orient. Found it on the before? Oh.
No, I found it on that. If you scroll down on the right side, click on the bevel, SP bevel, and then scroll. All right, I think it came up on mine.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird. I mean, I have
it shows gray on my computed.
I picked like a burnt orange and it showed up right on mine.
Definitely looks like it's this. Here, we'll customize it a little bit.
Yep.
Oh, that's the, okay. So that is doing that colors that. But we need, I'm assuming it's the after then that we need to color.
Okay.
Let's do this again. only want, oh, hold on. I only want to affect the after here. Interesting. Does not affect it. What voodoo is this?
It's working on mine, Joe. It's what's weird. It's like when I change the color, it changes the color for me.
Let me try it in Firefox. Oh, Safari's been weird today. Let me open up Firefox here. Oh, here it is. Here's the background color. Let's do it. Refresh the page again. It was on the, I didn't go high enough in the DOM stack here. Boom. Here, this is the background. So this is the bit that has the background color that we want. Okay. So we need to change this to be whatever. Okay. So let's look at the styles. There we go. We could change that to be whatever we want.
Yep.
Boom. Okay. So, what you would do is you would target this class here. Now, this would target all of them on the particular page, which is, I think, okay, because we actually want, hold on. We do that. So that colors that one. And this one would be, ah, shoot. Unfortunately, this one has to be different, doesn't it? It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. It's mirrored.
So this one, you need to target something different. That's annoying. Because how are you gonna target this one? Because does Bevel have the ability to add a class?
I have to check. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
Okay, the question is, where does it add the class? Because this, so this particular one is this div, right? That has a class, but this one is a different element. This one is the before element, okay, which is a pseudo element, so it's a different selector. So if this and this bottom one has the same class as the one above it, but if I target this one, it's going to make this bottom part, the color that you want, and that's not what we want. We want to target this one. So the question is, can we target, if you add a class, where does Bevel put that? Do you have the ability to add a class really quick and then republish right now?
I could.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead and add a different class to each one, each Bevel, and then publish, and we'll have a look.
Okay.
All right. While Gaston's doing that, does anyone else have any other questions that we can hop on to?
I don't know, Joe, if at all possible, I'm still trying to get your tip into a CMS blog. I can't.
Oh, you were trying to get it into the blog content, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay. I don't know if you guys can hear my gardener. I asked him to come at 1 o'clock instead of earlier, but he's ignored me. Just curious, can you guys hear him?
Yeah.
Yes. Bastard.
Occasionally.
He sounds
he?
like a robot.
Didn't really expect him to work when it got hot, did you?
Ooh.
I've added 2 classes, bevel before and bevel after.
Oh, you added the classes? Okay, here, let's,
Yeah.
we'll can,
And
if
they're
you already published that, here, let's
in the chat.
wrap that up before we attempt to do tip stuff. All right, let's refresh. Let's look at this one here. What class did you say you added?
Bevel dash before and bevel dash after.
There. Oh, very nice. Okay. So, okay. So for the top one, you can target bevel.before. Okay. Because if you see here, let me, can you guys see that? Or here, let me make my text bigger in here. Okay. Let's make it get larger. All right. So everyone here. So I right clicked on the bevel and I said inspect element, right? And you saw me, I was kind of navigating through the HTML and I got to this particular element here, which is he added the bevel before class. Okay. And if you notice, that's what has the background color. Okay. So if you target bevel before with your color in your CSS, that will customize that one. Okay. Now, this bottom one is different. Okay, let's inspect that. Top one's easy. The bottom one's the CSS will be a little trickier. Okay, so we can target bevel after. Okay, but we don't want to. We want to target something inside of bevel after, because what we want to target is the before or the after. I think it's the before. Oh, it's both actually. Okay, so what we want to target is, I'm going to have to open up let's open up a code editor just to kind of explain this. Let's just do a file, new window. And screen. Okay. Okay, so the first one, it's easy. You could just do dot bevel dash before, right? And then you can put in your background, right? So background, I don't know, red, whatever, right? Okay, you'll put in your total CMS macro there. Okay. Now the next one is going to be trickier. So we want to target bevel after. So let's start off with that. So inside bevel after, okay. And then we want to find something inside of it. Okay. And inside of this, we want to target this before and the after. Okay. But to target, these are called pseudo elements. And so in order to target the pseudo element, we have to target the element that it's a pseudo element of, if that makes any sense. I know that's probably gibberish to many of you, but these pseudo elements are like fictitious things that are kind of like not really there, but they are there. They're attached to this guy right here. Okay. So they're attached to this SP, and we can target this with SP-bevel. Okay. So let's do a space dot SP-bevel. Okay. And then to target the before element, we would just do colon before. Okay. Now we also need to target the after, because I'm not sure, but it looks like if you look at the before, it has a background color. And if you look at the after, it also has a background color. So I'm not sure which one is it, but we'll just change both of them. Okay. In order to do that, I'm just going to copy this. Let me make this bigger for you guys can see it.
That's right. Okay.
All right. So basically I'm going to do a comma after the before because I could do a comma delimited list of selectors. And then I'm going to paste that and I'm going to change the before to an after.
All right.
Okay. Now, since it's the same exact rule as this, basically what I can do is I could just do comma there. And to make it a little easier, you could do new lines on each one. And there you go. Now, if you wanted to use a swatch, you know, you could just take this part and paste that into component. Oh no, we want general background. And then you can go to custom CSS selectors. You could paste that in there, and then you can change the background color to be whatever you want. Right now, Gaston's doing something a little custom where he's actually customizing the color with Total CMS, which is something that would require you to know to code your own CSS. I won't dive into that now, but good job for figuring that out, Gaston. So does that help you out, Gaston?
Yeah, it sure does.
Cool. I will put this into the chat for you.
Yeah. But I didn't figure out how to use CSS. I used only swatches and macros, Total CMS macros.
Really? Can you show me that? I'd love to see
Sure.
how are you doing that? Because I would do it with Total CMS or with custom CSS. So I would love to see how you're doing it.
Let me see if I can share my screen again. I'll just dive into Rapid Weaver now. So what I've basically done is I've added a section. This is the let's go to the teaser section. That's this one.
Mm-hmm.
The section. I've given it this CSS class.
Oh, you put the class in that. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Very
I have this class.
And the class controls the color.
And the class controls the color.
Brilliant.
So if I go to the CSS page that corresponds with this page, it's let me see. I think this one.
Okay. I see what you're doing. Very clever.
Yeah.
I get so if you go back to the content page, you're adding the class to the parent section. Is that correct? Or where are you adding that class again? I guess show this for everybody else here. That'd be great.
Yeah, but I've put a select box in here, and the customer can select one of these options. So what it does, it puts the swatch color inside of the section class.
Yep.
So it's a lot of difficult redirect actually.
Yes.
But this one, if I go to this one, it'll.
So essentially, your customer is allowed to choose the class that's getting added.
Exactly. They can choose the color of each section of the page.
Correct. Very intelligent. Yeah. Okay. So I love that. Let's go back to the content side.
Okay.
Okay. So you are adding it to the section. You are adding the class to the section. Okay. Yeah. And then but those bevels are not inside the section, correct?
No, they're not.
Okay.
That means that if they change the color, the bevels are not.
Yes. So we're going to have to modify this so the bevels are inside of that section. Okay. And then what you do is you just put a static class inside that section because you want to change the background of that. Okay. So what you can do is put a container around all of that. Okay, so
as in
So you have things to toggle off everything.
Yeah. I
Okay.
use a toggle.
And those toggles are for the same CMS ID as the section?
Yeah.
I mean, why have multiple toggles? Why not just have one toggle that toggles the whole thing?
Because they can switch on and off sections. And if a section is green and the one below is blue, it doesn't match. So they would have to be able to change the color of the section. And that's why I sometimes turn off the section.
But would you ever
totally,
turn off the section and not the bevels?
No, because the bevels will disappear when you turn off the section. That's why they're not inside of this section.
So click on that toggle. Oh, they're different CMS IDs, so they're different toggles.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. Okay.
I've made it pretty complicated.
Section, that is a container, or what is that?
It's just a container with margins and padding and that kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's nothing special.
Got it. Oh, that must be a 1-column stack. I assume not a Foundation 6 container. It's a 1-column, looks like, but it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
Either that or it's a partial, one of the two.
It is a partial, yeah.
Oh, it is a partial. Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we want to do is you need to have a container that that wraps the bevels and the section. Okay. And then that container will contain the class section 2 CMS ID in the class field. Okay.
Yeah.
Here, you want you add a container to the page, and then I promise I won't break your page. So add it like above the toggle, the first toggle. Yeah. Okay. And then add the bevel, the section, and the bottom bevel into that container.
Okay. I'm gonna use the whole pen.
Yep. Oh, you don't want that inside the toggle. Careful.
Nope.
There you go.
Boom.
Okay. So in the container, go to that top container stack that we just added, and copy that.
Oh, sorry.
Yep. Perfect. Go to the container. Paste that into the custom classes. Now another thing, because we want this to go full width, go to the sizing option in the container and set that just to be auto no wrapper. You can do full width too, but auto no wrapper is actually just better for this case. Okay. Now in your section, go back to the section that used to have this class. Okay. And give it a static name. Just give it a name.
This one?
Yes, just give it some, I don't bevel section or something like that. Whatever. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, I'm going to share my screen, and with this setup, okay, I'm going to explain how to change your swatches to work with this.
Okay. Do we need to publish?
No, you don't need to publish right now. I'll explain it. Okay, let me I'll share my screen. Okay, so because we need to target bevel, which is a little bit more complex, this is going to make the swatch a little bit more complex. Okay. What is an example? I think you had section white, correct? Wasn't that one of the classes?
Yeah, section white, exactly.
Okay, so section white. Okay, so this is now the parent of everything. Okay, so if we want to have a background of white, here, let's just make this one white so it kind of makes sense. Okay, first we need to have section white bevel before. Okay, so here, let's just do this. I'm going to go into here, here, and here. I'm going to paste that in. Okay, so now I changed this CSS rule. Okay, so that when we are inside section white, and we want bevel before to be background white. We want in section white bevel after SP bevel before. We want that to be background white. This one we want background white. Now we're going to have to add one more into here because we want to target that. What did we say that one was? Bevel section, right? Right.
Yeah.
So there we go. So this is definitely more complex. It's only more complex because we have to target all these bevels. Okay. So now we're targeting 4 different things. And then we're going to set them all to be background white. Now you don't need to do this because essentially now what you're going to do is you're going to take this code. Okay. And then you're going to go into your swatch and then you're going to put this into CSS selector. Okay, just to let you guys know, in the next version of Foundation 6, I'm going to make this custom selector box larger so that for complex selectors like this, you can see it all. Okay, so I took that, I pasted that into here, and then we're going to go to the color, and you're going to set it to the color that you want, which is white. Okay, and then you're going to have to essentially then for every single one of your possible colors, you're going to have to do the same thing, but change this color here to be the class that is set with total CMS. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will put this, and again, it makes things a little bit more complex because you can no longer just target the class. You have to have this custom CSS stuff because we want to target more than just that one section. And to target the bevel stuff, we need to do a little bit more advanced CSS. Okay, that was fun. Hopefully, I didn't break anybody's brains with that. That was pretty interesting. I like it. Let me put that in the chat there. So there you go, Gaston. I put that in the chat. So again, you're gonna have to change that section white to be the various colors that you need.
Yeah. Totally broke my brain.
Sometimes,
Sorry,
you know what? Sometimes you break your brain to make it grow a little bit, James. Okay. Just like muscles, right? The way you build your muscles is by tearing them up and ripping them when you work out, right? So hopefully by attending and doing this stuff, we ripped your brain a little bit and that'll make it grow. Man. Philosophy Joe just came out. Getting all philosophical. Okay, next up, tip. And I think Jeff, no, Jeff's still here. Although he's muted. He might have had to leave. Okay.
I ran out of battery on my laptop.
He's back. Okay, cool. Okay, why don't you show me what you're doing, and then we can help you out. So everyone, while he's getting set up, what Jeff is trying to do is, so I have a stack called tip, right? Here, let's bring it up. Let me share my screen really quick here. I'll just show people what. Let's see, tip. Oops. W stacks. I guess this tip with no dash. Yeah. There it is. Okay, so I have a stack here. Let's go to the demo. That when you hover over links, you can have like little tool tips. Okay, and the way that is done is, let's open up this file.
You can change color and all sorts.
Yeah, So essentially what you do is you have to have a class. So if you create a link, you can put a class of tip on that link, and then you do any title. Okay. Or you can use the tip has like an enclosure stack, but that's not necessarily what he wants. That's not what Jeff wants. So essentially for a link, it can be any URL, any link. If you have a class of tip, and then you have to have a title attribute, and then that title attribute is what's added into the little tooltip. Did that raise some light bulbs, Jeff?
I think it might do.
Nice. Okay. Okay, cool. So here, I'm going to stop sharing. Why don't you share your screen, Jeff, and we can kind of see what you've done, and we can help you out there.
So that's by, oh, just a minute. I'll get out of it.
Most of this isn't going to be able. This is probably going to be all done in Hipwig, because I'm assuming you're wanting to add links to a blog post and then have those links have little tooltips, correct?
No, within the blog post itself, there are words which most people wouldn't understand. So I'm putting in the tip over it, so it brings up a definition of what that is all about.
Got it. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So it's this blog, or there's the post. It's in that which I want to put it.
Yep.
So if I went to, oh God, I probably can't do that, can I?
So you're going to want it, but all this is individual inside each individual blog post, correct?
Yes.
So so let's go to your Total CMS admin area on your website, and let's go to one of those words that you want to define or provide a definition for.
Can you see that now, the admin area?
Oh no, I can only see RapidWeaver.
Oh, hang on, just a minute. I'm going to have to stop that share and share it again. Where is it? That's the one there.
Okay, cool. So let's click on edit a blog post, and let's find.
So what does engrossed mean?
Okay, got it.
So I would bring up a tip
thing
on engrossed saying that means blah, blah, blah.
Yep. Okay, got it. So let's see how this would be possible. If you click on the link button, so if you add a link to that, it doesn't give you the ability to add a class. Okay, so that's one thing we need. We need to be able to add a class to that. Okay. So in order to do that, we need to drop into HTML mode in Hipwig. Okay, so that we can add that. Okay. So click on the code view button. Perfect. Perfect. Now we're in code view. Okay. So what you're going to do is, let's do engrossed, right? So you don't necessarily need that to be a link. You just need it to be, I guess a link could work, but you might just want it. I'm not sure if a link or a span. Interesting. Okay. So let's do it with a link. Okay. So are you okay with it looking like a link? That's probably, it would probably be better so that people know that it's something they should hover over. Okay. Yeah. So let's do before the word engrossed, we're going to type a bit of HTML into here. Okay, we're going to do so open bracket href equals and to be honest, actually, I think you can actually exclude the href since we don't actually need to add a link to anything.
All right.
That should work. So let's do class equals.
Class equals.
Yep.
Right.
And then after the equals, do open quotes. And then tip, end quote, space, title equals, small t.
Oh, has it got to be small t? Sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it matters actually. I don't know, but yeah, it should be small t, I think. And then equals, and then in quotes, whatever you want that your definition to be. Yeah, just do testing. Yep. And then close bracket. And then after the word engrossed, we need to close the anchor tag. So we need to do a bracket /a. Perfect. Look at that, like you're a pro. And then exit code view.
Oh, I see. Okay. Oh, bloody hell.
Okay.
Right.
Now save it and let's have a look.
Oh, it has saved. So I'm now going to have to go to log, and I'm going to stop sharing and go back to sharing.
Sure.
Other
okay.
Where is it? That's not the right page. That's, oh, blimey, sorry.
No problem.
Share. Which one is it? That one. That's the one. No, I've gone back to blooming up. Oh, there it is.
Where is?
There it is. There it is.
It's kind of frozen for me. I don't know. Is it? Everyone else see it?
No, it's hang on just a minute. It's just.
Oh, okay.
Delete. There we go. Come on. Yay!
That works. I'm not seeing it. It's frozen for me. Your screen share is frozen for me, but
that's what I wanted.
Perfect.
Bro.
Excellent.
That is. I can't tell you how good that is. I've been trying that. Oh my God, help us. Something so simple, but thank you very much, Joe.
Excellent.
Anybody else's now? I'm happy.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. You do have to drop in the HTML and because it's, at that point you're using Hipwig instead of RapidWeaver to add the content. So you're going to have to, get a little bit into the code to do something like that. But yeah, it's simple enough.
I can do a bit of coding, but
yeah.
Before, when you started talking to me, about a week ago, if not more, I didn't have the button to take it into HTML.
Ah, okay.
I hadn't found that, so I found that now. Yes.
That's excellent.
Good. Thank you.
Sweet.
Joe, do you need to have the tip on the page as well?
Yes. So yeah, you need to have the tip on the page. And now if you're using Foundation 6, actually, so tip, one thing that's nice about tip, you have a lot of customization in terms of the colors and stuff like that. So like how the tooltip looks. Baked into Foundation 6 actually is some tooltips. You get it out of the box actually. And there is, let me share my screen. So with tip, you just have to add tip on the page, and then you can add as many links as you want, and then you can style the tooltips with all these color things. Okay, so you have a lot of customization in terms of that. But built into Foundation is, let me just add. Let's go into this page. If we go into the Foundation stacks, there is a that's the wrong Foundation stacks. Here we go. Here, if we look at the snippets, there's a small snippets stack, okay, in the helpers. Yes, if we add that to the page, it adds a bunch of there's a bunch of little snippets that you can use in HTML, okay, and one of them is a tooltip, okay. So like if I preview this, oh, I make it so it only shows in edit mode. Hold on one second. Let's just take this tooltip right here. So I'm gonna copy this code right here. Okay. And then let's just add a text stack to the page. And let's just paste that in there. So if you see, I just have, this is just some text, and then inside there is this little snippet. Okay. Actually, you don't even need all of that. Like I have tab index. You don't really even need the tab index. And then let's preview that. And then when you hover over it, you'll get that. Yeah. So that's built into Foundation 6, that little snippet. And you can get to that from the snippets stack. Shows you all the various snippets. So you can kind of see them inline. So this is inline code. So like if you wanted that, or if you wanted a code box, or if you wanted little abbreviations, which is actually another interesting one. Let's do this. Or I'll copy this entire line. Okay, and we're gonna paste this into a text stack. Okay, preview that. Essentially what those does, it just kind of accents those particular little sections. Not as cool as the tooltip. And then the keyboard command things. So like it's just another way of like accenting words within a sentence. And if you notice it accents them a little bit differently than like inline code does. So yeah, the snippets is a useful little thing, and the built-in tooltips are interesting. I think it's possible that I added some ability to, like if we had a background here and we go to elements. Oh, I do have the ability to customize at least let's see if I change the background color of I don't even know if here, let's do red. I'm not sure if that will. Oh, well, sort of. There's some oddities there. Maybe I need to bug fix that. If you look, the arrow is not correct. So I tried, but apparently I wasn't fully successful there. But yeah, there, it is a nice thing. But TipTip has a lot more options than that does. So there we go.
TipTip is definitely better.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I've started using your. I'm new to Rapid Weaver. I'm not new to sort of web development and things, but
okay.
I've got your dispatch server stack.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I can make it work in SFTP, but I can't make it work in local web root for some reason. Is there any special permissions that I need to set up on the upload directory?
You just need to make sure that the web server, so that you have to make sure that the user that the web server is running as on the server has access to that folder.
Right. Okay.
So because if it doesn't have right access to that folder, then it can't move the file into it. So you're gonna have to make sure you have the correct write privileges. And I can't tell you the exact privileges because every hosting company does it differently. So
it's a server that I threw together on a virtual machine yesterday. So I'm only just playing with it. So I did think it would be a permissions problem.
Yeah, it's definitely probably the right access to that folder. or one of the parent folders, because remember it's kind of hierarchical. So it's most likely an issue with that.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Thank you for that.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely recommend using the local server instead of SFTP. In hindsight, adding SFTP support into the stack was very edge case. Like, who's ever going to want to upload it to your server and then SFTP it to a completely different server? Like, it just confuses 99.999% of people. So in hindsight, I probably never should have added that feature because no one ever wants that.
No, it was just the only way I could make it work. So
but, cool.
Yeah, but I did only buy it about 2 hours ago, so I've only been playing with it for 30 minutes.
Congrats. So. That's awesome. Good job.
Yeah.
Joe, may I come in?
Yes. Well, how's it going, Willie?
Yeah, long time no see.
Yes.
I was quite busy the past few weeks. Joe, first thing is I just want to say I'm busy with SiteLock now.
Okay.
I found it very, very, very interesting. I've just started 2 days ago, so I believe that there's still more to explore. But I'm quite excited about it because it's going to allow me to, instead of posting out links, people will be able to get it from SiteLock then.
Sure.
And the rapid pages. So that is going to make my job much easier. And I just want to say thank you for your tips in terms of PHP 7.4 as well today.
Oh, cool.
That you responded to. Because that is quite a nightmare. I possibly will move back to Vibra Logic again, and probably using the shop that they have instead of OpenCart. So that's the kind of things that I'm looking at this point in time.
Cool. Davide Fonchin, he runs Foundation Box. He is actually maybe I shouldn't be spilling the beans on this, but he's working on a really cool project that uses SiteLock and SiteLock's PayPal plugin along with Total CMS to create like this entire e-commerce management solution. I've seen a little bit of it. It's pretty cool. The SiteLock's very powerful, and its PayPal e-commerce plugins are pretty useful. It looks like.
I probably will go that route as well myself. I'm not onto CMS yet.
Okay.
So CMS, I've bought it, but I have not started to implement it. But
no problem. How do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? You know.
That's for sure. But I'm happy about it. I think the link, in terms of what you've created in terms of foundations, I think that will sort out many of my issues that I might be having.
Cool.
And yes, I'm quite convinced it's going to work very, very well.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to see here, I can get some feedback. Actually, if you guys, if there are no more questions, I can get some feedback on the demo site I've been working on. Here, let me the Foundation 6 demo site. I told myself I'm not allowing myself to officially launch Foundation 6.8 or the new swatch pack until I get this site done. And it's getting there. Really, really loving it. Okay. That's the one page I haven't really worked on yet. Okay, some of the page, well, this page hasn't really changed much. Let's see. What page has changed? The navigation page. Okay, so before I think I showed this page a little while ago, and it was a little boring because I didn't add any styles to any of the menus. So I just added some nice, some decent styles to the menus. Actually, I have to say this vertical menu style I really loved. Basically on the sub menus, I removed the borders and then I added a drop shadow, and man, it looks really slick. I like that a lot, actually. So yeah, I'm really happy with this menu. Just some run of the mill kind of interesting styles for menus, simple things. Also, I kind of like this one as well, where the sub menus kind of look like they're kind of like little hovering panels that have rounded corners and drop shadows as well. I kind of like that idea as well. And over here we have top bar with some social sharing buttons. Thought that was interesting. So anyway, and then at the bottom here, so I built a mega menu. I showed a menu. I don't think in this particular instance having it in the middle of the page isn't great, and especially having it like a huge browser window like that. But yeah, mega menus are really, really cool. Obviously in this, I knew it would be better if it was at the top of the page and it was kind of filling it up, instead of having another menu over here. But I just, it's a demo, kind of shows you that it's possible. And the lightbox menu, and then the kind of the banner menu. And these are available as templates as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. And then the text content. One thing that was tough with this page was how to make a page that's about text look good, because it just had text. So I added like some, the text inside of a little box, and I added, an image of it. And then I kind of got interesting with some of the headers. So, gradient header and image masks header. So if you didn't know you could do those, you can do those. And then labels, code blocks. I just added some, I just added stuff in like little colored blocks, just kind of add some color to the page a little bit. Yeah. And then nothing's really changed in this page for a long time. Let's see, animations. I'm not sure if did I show the animation stuff? I don't remember if I showed this page yet, but some really cool stuff here. Here I took that the gradient header, and then if you notice when I hover over it, the color changes when you hover. So that's pretty cool. Animated the underscores and stuff like that. And of course the animate stack, just kind of show you things that you could do with the animate stack. Buttons, for just being a buttons page, I actually like this, just, having all the different colored buttons and all the various things you could do with buttons. Pretty interesting. If you guys want to play with this, it's just foundationstacks.com/demo. If you want to kind of go, and play around with these examples. The components page just kind of has an instance of all the various things. So like here, if you didn't know, this is an accordion to tabs. So on mobile, this particular accordion switches to tabs on tablet, right? So on mobile, it's an accordion, and it's tabs on desktop and tablet. So that's cool. Same thing with tabs and whatnot. So. Off canvas. A lot of people don't realize this is a pretty cool off canvas demo. So this menu itself is actually off canvas. Okay, so the menu on the side isn't off canvas. And we can see that if we go down to mobile on this, the menu's gone and it opens up with this little menu on the bottom. So that is an off canvas. Okay. But off canvas can do more than just that. So off canvas, this is an example of how to use it on the entire web page, like it being fixed to the web page. But you can also use off canvas in a little self-contained container. So here I have, more tabs, and you can click and see the various tab content, right? Right. So it's pretty cool. You can go to tab 2, kind of click over, right? So it's a very interesting way to do content. And you can also just have, here's an example of having it coming in from the bottom, because you can have it from multiple sides. And again, this is in a self-contained container, but you can have this little widget coming from the bottom of the browser or the side of the browser or the top of the browser. And you can control it with a button. Here it's controlled with a hamburger button. Yeah, really cool little implementation of off canvas. I think it's a good demo of it. So yeah, there we go. Sliders. And then the forms demo page. This one took a long time. Forms in Foundation 6, I'm sure if you've played with them, are very, very powerful. And trying to show all of its various features in one page was a lot, right? So obviously we just have simple demos of every possible field. This is actually an interesting one I'm not sure most people have used yet. I don't think I've seen one person who actually used this feature yet. So this is just a normal text input, but then you can attach what's called a data list to it. And these data lists are just pre-configured options, but they're not required. It's different than a select box, because in a select box, you can choose an option, but you can't customize it. Here, these are just more like suggestions, right? I can still type in this field and type whatever I want, but these are just pre-filled out options for a person, right? So I can choose Foundation 6, and then I can type whatever I want. Is awesome, right? So it just gives you a kind of like a pre-filled out potential list that the user might want, right? But they can type in whatever they want on top of that or change it. So data lists are pretty cool. They support not just in text fields, but also number fields as well. I don't have it attached to this number field, but you can have, a possible list of numbers, but then let a user customize it if they need to. Obviously, the date widget, the multi-select box, where you can select multiple things. Another thing, switches. If you didn't know, switches can now have labels. So you can have on, off. It's only short words though. So I know German likes to have those really long words. I don't know if you can fit it in there. But it is meant for just really, 2-3 characters. Not an entire word or sentence. But it does work. Okay. Other things that I don't think I've seen is inlining things. So like this example here, it's an entire form inline. So here I have, just email with a submit button. But you can also do inline labels, right? So here I have like a $ and then a number. And then here's a number and then, a unit pounds, just to kind of give a little bit more information or, detail about maybe what I'm expecting the person to type in, right? So these inline labels are really nice as well. You can actually have it on the front and the back. So you can have any number of combinations. You can actually have this entire thing inline. So you could have it label, field, label. Like you can have as many things in line as you want. I think having 2 things in line is probably good enough for most things, but you can have as many things as you want in line. I think I've talked about on this live stream how you can use URLs to autofill data, right? So like if I click this button here, if you notice these 2 fields are blank, but if I click on this button, it actually pre-populates both of these fields with data. Okay.
Who told you that? Who told you that?
And then obviously spam protection. I only have the example of a human test here, but obviously there's honeypot and reCAPTCHA as options as well. So if you do like, answer it wrong, you got that. Same thing with validation. You can, showing that this validation works. And actually this field, this form actually does work. So if you type in your name and your email address, it'll send an email to you just to kind of demo that ability. And then I list out the possible actions and then just some interesting layout inspirations for forms. So here's an interesting layout where normally by default labels are on the top of each field, but you can have them kind of in a 2-column layout like this. So if you wanted, that sort of layout, a multi-step form. Some people have asked how we could do that. So this is just a little bit of a kind of a hack. I guess you can kind of call it that. It actually uses tabs. I hide the tabs so you actually can't see the tabs. And then I use the previous and next buttons to navigate between tab 1, tab 2, and then tab 3. And then once I hit tab 3, there is no next button. There's a submit button, right? So it's kind of just a little hack of building a multi-step form using tabs. Pretty interesting. And then I use that progress bar down here to kind of show the progress so people know how far they are along in the multi-step form as well. Okay. And then this is a really cool thing that we've done. I think we did it on a Hangout actually. Yeah, a really awesome one where we customize these radio buttons to use SVGs. And when you click them, like this is just really cool. Yeah, this was really cool. This was a lot of fun to build. We did this over a couple of Hangouts to kind of optimize the design of it really bit, but this is really slick. And then another cool one is this contact form, right? Where you click on it and kind of just opens up a form inside of a drop down, right? So, I thought some of these interesting ideas were pretty cool and how you can mix and match various foundation components to really make your own, right? That's really where the power of foundation is kind of making your own stuff. So, yeah, cool. Any questions? How you guys think the demo is kind of shaping up? Does it look like it's pretty decent?
Looks great.
It's
excellent.
Nice. It's good for good for inspiration.
Yeah.
Joe, I have a question about the animation stack.
Okay.
I share my screen.
Okay.
You see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. You see this animation stack?
Yes.
You change this to scroll and page load.
Yes.
Normally, it should show this text stack only when the offset is 100 pixels.
Correct. Yes.
But when I show it, it's always there.
Oh, so the animate stack right now, it's really only used to fade while I have fade out options in there, like it's really only used to fade
Let's
in.
say, so it's
animating out with the animate stack. Like you want it to animate when it reaches 100 pixels from the top of the screen, right?
Yes.
The animate stack doesn't do that. It only animates things onto the page. To be honest, I probably should remove all those out effects because I think it makes no sense because it's only used to animate things onto the page, not off the page. It's not like drift. It's not like drift.
I searched for a solution to fade things out and fade things in when they are when the page is scrolled, not when page load.
Yeah, you want drift. You know that's my answer. And it's next up on the release list after this foundation release. So yeah, the animate stack doesn't do that. It only animates things into the page. Okay. Sorry, Wolf.
No problem.
Joe, I ran into a weird one that's probably a Z-index issue, but I thought I'd ask about it.
Sure.
I had a menu page with a lot of block grid links, and they extended into an area that would be impinged upon with an off canvas when it was triggered.
Okay.
And the links that were in that area that the off canvas could cover, even though it wasn't invoked, wouldn't work. So think of 10.
Is this published online that we can look at?
No, because I fixed it.
Oh, okay. Well, you just added a Z index to the off canvas, or
I'm sorry?
You just added a Z index class to the off canvas, or what did you do?
No, I did the honorable thing and made the block thing smaller so it didn't go into that area.
Oh, okay. That works too.
Yeah.
I'd have to kind of see. It could be a Z index issue, or it could just be something called like overflow, an overflow potential issue as well. I don't know. I'd have to see it to really give you.
I'll recreate it. No, I won't be around Friday, but next Friday I'll show you.
Okay, perfect.
Thanks.
Yeah, you said it's going to be your anniversary this Friday, right?
No, I said I was going to do something that was kind of not like an anniversary.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope you have a good trip.
Taking the wife out to supper with family, different.
Excellent. That's always good.
Sure enough.
Cool. Well, guys, any other questions before we call it quits for the day?
Just want to say I've got
while everyone's here, Chris has a really awesome new project that Chris, you want to show it off a little bit?
Sure.
So Chris has been here. I'll pass the mic to you, Chris. You introduce it.
Okay. So I'm sure like a lot of you have been wanting to search through Joe's videos, of which there are many, 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 just to find that one thing that he said, and it's damn near impossible because of the amount of content that's out there. And so I thought, why not create a website using Total CMS where I could create a database of his videos with the transcripts so that we can have tags and categories and all that. So if you need to find something, it'll be a lot easier to search through the videos, because it's right now you can't search the audio in a video, but YouTube fortunately does transcribe the videos automatically, but you don't search it. So I decided to create a website, which I'll show you now. Let me make sure it's up. There we go. All right, let me share my screen. So with Joe's blessing, I created this website, which has his YouTube videos on it. And this is all driven by Total CMS and Foundation 6. And I only have this many videos right now, but you can actually just click view now and it'll show you the video, or you can click on it and it will take you to the page where it has more information. So here's the transcript on the side, and you can watch the video and go through, and you can come up, and if you need to search, oops, I got to fix that Z-index issue. Let me get out of there. But if you can search through the videos here by doing either a search, and it will actually search the transcript, or you can look through stacks, tags, and categories. So I don't know. Hopefully this will make it a lot easier for us to find the information that we need. So like
the share froze for me. Anybody else? Did you show the search or?
Here, let me stop the share and I'll restart it.
Huh? It froze for me. It happened a couple times today.
Yeah, it's weird. How about now? Is everything good?
Not yet.
It's thinking about it.
Well, I mean, you can here. I'll put the link to it in the chat, and y'all can see it for yourselves.
Yeah, what's cool is I mean, you know, and Chris is looking for people that want to help out and contribute, right? So if you want to kind of show people how they can contribute and help out to this, so kind of help everybody. Yeah, why don't you share that? Oh,
can you see the screen now? Is it back?
Oh no, it's still black.
All right, that's weird. Okay, well, I put the thing in the chat, the link. But if you go to it, there's a button in the top right corner that says contribute, and it's a simple form, but really the most important thing is to get the YouTube ID, which there's a picture on step 2 on the tutorial on the left. Because that YouTube ID it drives the video that shows up in that pop or in the video box, and it also controls the image of the video, the thumbnail, which was really cool actually. I had a link to a website that would pull that image for you, and once I looked at the link information, it was the same link, only the YouTube ID was different. So I just put that in a macro in that link for the warehouse image, and it works. So it just pulls it automatically. Yeah, I was very happy about that. So, but yeah, if anybody wants to contribute, please. I think I've used it already a couple times to test it, and it actually works.
So yeah, essentially, it's just copying and pasting stuff, you know, so you can get because YouTube already automatically transcribes, you know, all the videos. So basically, it's just copying and pasting the transcripts into Total CMS, and magically all that stuff is searchable, right? So pretty cool.
Yeah. The only thing is like, you know, I ask if you do contribute is to, you know, make sure that you put the right stacks in there, so you know we can start to really categorize these things, and also to be wary. The translations in the transcripts are not the best. Like Joe Workman actually came up as jerk something, and I was like, you're not wrong.
That must have been translated by Jeff. What the heck?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool little project. If anything, it was fun to build and try to figure out.
Well, thank you, Chris. I think that's awesome. And if people want to contribute, I think it would be appreciated by everybody. I think I do definitely think there's a need for that. And if I had a huge staff of people, I would do that, you know, myself. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much, Chris, for that.
Thank you for the show.
It sounds really good.
I just want to say that I've got my dispatch server running now. Thanks very much for that.
Sweet. Good job, Barry.
You were talking about the transcription not being very good. And I noticed in the news recently that the guy who invented autocorrect died.
Oh.
Yeah, his headstone's going to say, "May he rest in piss."
No. Oh.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, hey, you got to live up to that last name, eh?
Cool. Well, anything else, guys? Else we will call it wraps, and hopefully we'll see some of you on Friday at the Hangouts. Those obviously are not recorded, but yeah, thank you for coming on today. Hope you guys learned a little bit. Hope we didn't break your brain too bad, James. If you're still on here. Yep, you are. Cool. Take care. Hope you have a wonderful week, guys. And we'll see you soon. Take care.
Thanks, Bye.
Good Friday.
Yes.
Bye.